Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm very excited for today's video for two reasons. Reason number one is obviously from the title, this is a collab. And I'm very excited because I haven't collabed with this person before and I only recently started getting to know her through YouTube and Instagram, but I absolutely love her. And it is Betty Jean, otherwise known as Beautbean. If you don't follow her, you definitely need to go check her out, especially if you like watching all the fun, colorful looks on my channel. She is amazing with colorful looks. Plus, I'm always so jealous of her hair. She has the cutest, most fun, colorful hair. But yeah, she's kind of a part of the like smaller YouTubers that I love watching personally that always just have a lot of fun with color and love indie palettes. She's definitely one of those people, and I've kind of started interacting with her a lot more recently. And she actually posted on her Instagram stories that she was wanting to try to collab with people more, and she was always like bad about asking for people. So I was like, ooh, me, I'll do it. So yeah, it's been fun interacting with her ever since. So for our collab video, we thought it would be fun to do a palette bingo because she's one of the people that I love watching and that does a lot of palette bingos. She's one of the people that inspired me to do one of my own, and I had so much fun doing it. So I thought it would be a fun idea for a collab, and instead of just picking a random palette, we decided to pick 3 different palettes, and the palette bingo would select 2 colors from each palette. So you guys know I posted my palette collection video recently. So she watched that video and let me know which palettes she also had that were the same as mine, because we have a lot of, similar indie brand taste. So we ended up selecting Thirsty from Jeffree Star, the Dragon Child palette from Menagerie Cosmetics, and the Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I feel like we're gonna get some really interesting color combos with this. Let me go ahead and get my little randomizer out. We'll pick the colors and let's see what we come up with. All right, so let's start out with the Norvina palette. If you don't know what it looks like this. Both of us are kind of hoping that we don't end up with a bunch of boring browns and tans though, which is possible with this palette and with the Thirsty palette. So, all right, so we have 14 shades in this palette. So let's select the first one. Number 11. So number 11 is Love, this pink shade. I'm okay with that. And then let's grab another one. Number 3, which is Wild Child, this kind of iridescent pink shade. All right, let's do the Dragon Child palette next. So this is what the Dragon Child palette looks like. This can go in many different directions, so I'm very curious to see what we get here. So this one is a 12 pan palette, so let's start it off. Number 3 again. All right, number 3 is the shade Dragon Child right there. That could be really pretty with these pinks. So far, I'm really liking this. So let's see what we get next. Number 9. So number 9 is this gray Smoke 'em Out shade. I think that could be really pretty. It's not super colorful, but since I've got a bunch of really pretty colors so far, I'm not too mad at that. And now Thirsty. So this is what the Thirsty palette looks like if you don't know. This one is 15 shades, so let's see what we get first. 13. Okay. 13 is the blue shade right here. This is Submerge. So that could be really pretty. And then let's see what we get next. Number 7. So number 7 is this glitter shade right here called Filthy Rich. I think that could complement these colors really nicely. All right, so these are the colors I have to work with. We have these 2 right here from the Anastasia Norvina palette, these 2 right here from the Dragon Child palette, and then this blue and this sparkly shimmery shade down here from the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette. I think this is going to be very interesting. All right, let me play around with some ideas and decide what I'm gonna do for a look. So I have a feeling what I'm gonna end up doing is like maybe a multicolored crease, maybe both the shimmers across the lid. I'm thinking the gray and the pink on the bottom lash line, because really I want the green and blues to stand out the most because those are the ones I'm the most drawn to. So I'm gonna grab this really tiny Luxie brush. This is a 131. I do have my primer, my Urban Decay primer on, and I left it tacky. So I think I'm gonna do the blue on the inner portion, which is actually the Jeffree Star blue. This is Submerge from the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette. So that is going to go into the crease, the first half of my crease. And I'm just gonna first start packing it down. Go about halfway and then I'll stop. I'll blend the colors together. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. We'll blend them once we get the other color down. The other color was Dragon Child right here from the Dragon Child palette. Now I'm gonna switch to this little tiny blending brush. I get a lot of questions about this one. This is a Royal and Langnickel Omnia BOM-17. So I'm gonna dip back into the blue submerged shade from Jeffree Star, and I'm just gonna kind of lightly start blending a little bit above just to soften it, but I'm adding a little bit more color to it. It's funny when you put that color next to the Dragon Child palette, it just doesn't have quite the same impact. Those Dragon Child shadows are just so pigmented. And I'm gonna very lightly kind of blend this one into the greenish shade. And then same brush, I'm just gonna dip into the Dragon Child color, and I'm gonna work on doing the same thing to this outer portion, and then I'm gonna kind of like blend it outward on the outer corner. I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of the Jeffree Star blue just to blend over this center portion again. Okay. Kind of drag it a little bit along. Those two look really good together. So I am gonna cut the crease. I know, I feel like that's like my go-to these days, but I love the way it looks. And of course, we're trying to fit a bunch of shades on here. So I think I'm gonna leave this green right here, and I'm gonna cut it just to the part where you see the Dragon Child shade. All right, and then I'm gonna use that kind of wet concealer to help these shimmer shades really grab on. So I'm gonna do the shimmery Jeffree Star color on the inner corner and then the Anastasia color on the outer corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one now, Wild Child, because I'm just gonna grab it with my finger and place it. And then I'm gonna grab the Jeffree Star color. So we're using Filthy Rich. And I'm gonna use my finger on that one and place it on the inner part. It's getting a little too difficult to get in there with my fingers, so I'm gonna switch to a wet brush. I think I might pop that into my inner corner as well. I grabbed a little pencil brush that I went ahead and got some setting spray on. I might do like I did the other day with that gold color and kind of like sweep it lightly over the outside so that it's like you kind of see the blue in between it. And then I'm just gonna take a dry brush and kind of like soften this a little bit. And I feel like that's what does it with this shade. It's the kind of like buffing over it. That's what really brings out the like silver flecks in this color. That is so pretty once you do that, oh my God. All right, that's all for that color. Okay, let me finish fixing the lid. So I'm gonna spray this brush again and get the pink shade from the Anastasia palette and just get that closer to the crease area. Then I'm just gonna go back into the Dragon Child shade with my little detailed brush from earlier and just kind of blend this outer portion a little bit where it met the pink color. I think I like that. All right, let's work on the lower lash line. So really what I have in mind here is gonna be pretty basic and pretty simple. So I am literally just going to line the lash line with the gray color. This is Smoke 'em Out in the Dragon Child palette. I'm gonna use a kind of angled flat brush, but this one's a little bit thicker. So I like that one because it gives me a nice thick line. And I prefer doing this over a pencil brush to get it right next to my lash line because I'm pretty sure that it's getting shadow in my eyes that causes it to water. So let's try to avoid that for this video. Okay, so we have a nice thick gray line and I stopped where the shimmery color started. And then with a little small pencil brush, I'm gonna do the Love shade, this one right here from the Anastasia palette. And I'm just gonna really work on blending this out and blending it into the gray and just kind of smoking it out so that it looks really pretty with the top. I'm gonna kind of bring it up alongside this green a little bit. I did this in one of my other looks not long ago, and it looked really pretty when I placed the liner kind of like right in between the two shades. All right, I'm gonna take the same pencil brush and just dip back into the gray shade and kind of work on blending these two together a bit better. I don't like that it's like a really harsh line right now. A little bit of it on the outside. All right, it's definitely an interesting combination. It's got a lot darker on the bottom half, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it does look pretty. I think it's gonna look really good once I add some liner. I feel like we should do a fun pop of color on the bottom waterline though. I'm thinking I'm gonna use this kind of bright pink liner. I don't know, I think it'll help bring brightness to the bottom. Let's see. This is Boots from Colourpop. Oh yeah, that's definitely fun. Let me go ahead and zip through doing liner and lashes. I'm gonna use the Livewire liner from LA Splash. I really do love this liner. And then lashes, I think I might do the LA Splash lashes too, because I just like the flare of those. I think the flare is gonna look really good with this look. So these are from their Gatsby collection. It's the style Sittin' Pretty. So I will just kind of like fast forward through this part. All right, I'm gonna take just a tiny little wet brush back into the Jeffree Star shimmery shade, Filthy Rich. I just feel like I need a little bit more connection down here. I like how it's blown out, but I feel like it needs to just come in a little bit more so that it looks a bit more seamless. There we go. And then I'm going to just kind of dry that brush off and go into the gray Smoke 'em Out shade and just kind of stamp alongside it. So it kind of looks like an elongated lower lash line, like purposefully going down like that. All right, let me catch the other eye up and then we'll finish up with the lips. All right guys, so these are both of the eyes finished. I absolutely love the way this turned out. So for lips, I was trying to pick out a color. Part of me thought about doing like a nude. I didn't want to distract too much from the eyes just because I love just how bold they are. But I had this sitting on my table still from one of my previous videos. This is the Tarte Lip Paint in Flaming Hot. I love this color. It's such a beautiful kind of pinkish iridescent color. So I'm gonna pop this on and just see how it looks together. Yeah, I definitely like this combination together. The lips just add a little fun, like sparkly pinkness, and it goes perfectly with the eyes. So this is it. This is the finished look. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun filming it. I definitely am really enjoying this whole palette bingo thing. It's a lot of fun, but doing it with 3 completely different palettes adds just a whole nother edge to it, and it's a lot of fun. That's kind of why Betty Jean and I wanted to do it this way. I mean, definitely we picked 3 colorful palettes because both of us were really hoping for awesome, colorful choices to work with. So I'm definitely happy with mine, and I can't wait to see her video just to see what colors she ended up with. I'm sure she's gonna rock it no matter what. So if you haven't seen her video yet, go check it out. Go show her some love. Let her know you came from my channel. And if you came from beautbean's channel, then hello, welcome. And please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this. I love doing colorful looks, indie brands, and of course, all kinds of nerdy themes. So if that's something that interests you, then click that little subscribe button so you can become a part of my little family. That's all I've got for you guys today. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Bye.